This is Take 5 with Bentley, Nevada. In the studio again with me today is Tim Sykes from Augury. Augury has partnered with Bentley, Nevada for its machine health subscription-based offering. And Tim, last time we were deep in the throes of a discussion about AI and its benefits. And I know there can be almost an autoimmune response from customers. Maybe they've been burnt by AI. Maybe they've been convinced that it just simply doesn't work for things as complex as rotating machinery, vibration. There can be a lot of reasons that people have this aversion to AI, but the reality is it works, and it works quite well. And I think knowing that AI can sift through thousands and thousands of machines, flag issues that a human would have to do manually, but then before you ship out a notification to a customer in most cases, there's a human being kind of validating that the diagnostic is correct. And then if I understand, Tim, this term prescriptive analytics is basically a human being saying, this is what's wrong and this is what you need to do about it. Is that a fair summary?
Yeah, it's a fair summary. Like I mentioned in our last episode, there are a number of AI detectors in our platform that operate autonomously without human intervention. Like we've trained them to be so accurate and precise that we're very comfortable letting those out to the wild and sending those over to customers. But there are imperfections in AI as it exists today, and so this is where we supplement those detections with a vibration analyst.
Now, some of the statistics I've heard, or percentages, Tim, is you kind of make a distinction between what you call detection accuracy and I think diagnostic accuracy. So talk a little bit about those two terms, what the difference is and what kind of, accuracy we're able to deliver with this solution.
Sure. So we parse this out into two types of analysis with our AI and machine learning algorithms. So we do anomaly detection, and then we do fault analysis. So the anomaly detection tells us that something has changed in the operation of the machine, right? And so one of the questions that we try to answer for our customers is to say, is my machine failing? And so we use anomaly detection to do that. And because of the database that we've built up over the last 11 years of our existence, monitoring over 100,000 machines in our platform and training our AI in over 200 million machine hours, we've been able to achieve an accuracy level of over 99.9% accuracy on that anomaly detection piece.
So I'll just interject for a second, because earlier you said, you gave us in the last episode, Tim, that not only are you able to detect an anomaly, if you will, something's wrong, right? That's what we mean by anomaly, but you're able to basically reduce the number of false positives by 60% and the number of false negatives by 20%. So not only is it detecting things, with that 99.9% accuracy, but it's also doing a lot better in terms of false positives and false negatives.
Exactly. Right. And so the 99.9% on the anomaly detection is just one piece, right? It answers that first question of, is my machine failing? And that gets us essentially to the same sort of standard as a threshold-based system. Now, where we begin to differentiate is when we move into this fault analysis mode, and we start to answer a question of, why is my machine failing, right? What is the root cause of that failure?
Right.
And so here we're over 95% precise in identifying what the root cause failure is of that machine. And so when we see a machine has changed its behavior, we identify what that root cause is. And again, 99.9% on detecting that the machine has changed in its operating condition, and 95% precise in identifying why it changed.
Okay. And the AI is doing that all by itself, is what you're saying. That's not augmented by a human.
It's a combination of both, right?
Okay.
This is hybrid intelligence.
Okay.
So there's some cases where it happens autonomously. There's other cases where we have a human in the loop, right? And that human in the loop, but as that human begins to validate more of this data, right? It becomes part of the training data set, and our AI continuously improves, and eventually becomes more and more autonomous on its own.
So even if it says something's wrong, I haven't seen this before, I don't know quite what the cause of this is, this is highly abnormal, and over time, the ability to know what the abnormality is increasing with the AI.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I have to say, the first time I saw some of these percentages, Tim, I was astonished. I had almost an autoimmune reaction myself of that's too good to be true. But having some of the people on the Bentley Nevada side that I know that have been in this business for 2-3 decades, pushing even 4 decades in some cases, and to have them give this technology such glowing reports on it really, really does work, that made a believer out of me. So I'm pretty, asking these questions and interviewing is, at least for me, Tim, it's been a real learning experience about, what can AI really do for people today.
Yeah, and I'll share with you one other example of the validation of the accuracy and precision of our AI and our offering together. Our diagnostics in many cases can actually be guaranteed, meaning that if we're monitoring one of your machines and that machine fails, but we as Augury and Bentley Nevada did not give warning that machine was going to fail, we will warranty that repair, parts, and labor up to $100,000. And now the really interesting thing about that is that guarantee is actually backstopped by a company called Munich Re and their subsidiary Hartford Steam Boiler. They're one of the largest industrial equipment reinsurers in the globe, right? And so if you think about how a insurance company operates financially, they're very risk averse. And so they would not support an offering like this if they didn't go through the proper due diligence and the risk assessments and all the calculations that they have to go through to prove out that what we're saying is true, right? And so they've gone through that, and they actually support our insurance-backed guarantee that we have in the market today. And as far as we know, we're the only ones that have this.
Well, Tim, that's fascinating. I actually have a little anecdote I'll tell about Hartford Steam Boiler, but we're going to wait maybe for the next episode for that. But let's put a bookmark in there, but don't go anywhere, Tim. I'd like to have you right back as we continue this discussion. And with that, you've been listening to Take 5 with Bentley Nevada, a Baker Hughes business. We'll see you next time.